Hello everyone, Yellow here, and we're going to be getting back into Space Rangers 2: A War Apart. Right where we left off, nothing has changed. We're just making pretty circles around ourselves by pressing the C key, which switches the screen on us. It's really cool. So, we are now free. Tutorial over. We will do whatever we want, however we want. Heck, we can go fighting Dominators now, we can go fighting Pirates, we can start the low life, we can start trading, we can start telling planets that we're attacking them, whatnot. So, I could be getting attacked. Too bad I can't see. I really need that artifact. It's really unfortunate that they stopped giving black hole guides in the tutorial. It was a very useful tool just to get into the game. For those of you that are new to this and do not know much about Space Rangers as a game, turn-based RPG and black holes are a very, very important thing. In fact, let's see if we can find any. Ooh, there's one here. There's one here. You can see in the Procyon system that there's a little black dot surrounded by a blue halo right into the system. That means there's a black hole there. They're incredibly valuable because they have the chance to give you artifacts, which are special items that you can equip in these slots here. And before, in Space Rangers 1, you could equip all of them at once, but here you have to actually choose which 4 you want active at one time. So, you know, it's a little bit nerfed, but it's very fair enough. Because in Space Rangers 1, you could literally just go anywhere with artifacts, with all the artifacts equipped, and destroy almost any resistance you came up against. So, planetary defenses, or not planetary defenses, like warships that protect planets. If you have bad relations, extremely bad relations with a planet, they'll send warships to capture you or arrest you or try and take you out. Well, try and take you out, really. But you could really take them out with, well, good technology and artifacts, because the artifacts made you so powerful. And in this game there's even more of them. The reason why I went to Pt.4 is because it's the main planet in the system, and I want a quest. Dear Jelly, and we're happy to welcome you to our planet. This is just all just regular banter. It's not that important to the story. If you happen to be an addict, you should read Planet Kayak in the Pollock system. You'll be allowed to legally procure whatever you need for only. They're offering to, if I want to buy drugs, I should go to that place. Do you have any special missions for me? And now it's time to practice. You have many battles ahead of you, but before you can take on serious missions, you must first learn the basics of robot war tactics. I like these missions. These are awesome. These are real-time strategy missions, but they're very clunky, but still fun. The first thing you need to learn is what the best way to fight machines is. The best way to fight machines is with other machines. Our job in this equation is simple: controlling them. We will now give you a robot production facility. These machines are strong, but utterly without intellect. Our engineers have developed 3 basic programs for them: attack, capture, and defend. Pretty intelligent to me. Putting the robot into one of these 3 modes nets you an autonomous unit. No, I prefer to control them myself. Of course, you don't actually have to use them. If you're a good strategist, you will be able to command your robots personally. Your objective is to force your way through the obstacles, destroy the enemy combat models, and raise their base to the ground, or capture it. That's a little side note. We wish you luck. Remember that you're not actually in any danger. It's just training, Jelly, and so be brave. Now, this is, there are certain arcade modes in the game which are linked to hyperspace, black holes, and one of them is linked to missions. This is the mission one where you get to control and build robots in a production facility. It's a real-time strategy, top-down kind of thing. Now you have the option to completely refuse to get any of these kinds of missions in the future, but, you know, they can be fun. So you can say, I refuse to take any part of it. I'm not interested in this kind of work. I never want to receive these kinds of missions. This is, I'm not interested now. This is, I never want to do these. I hate them. And this is, I'll take the mission, which is what we got to do. Because these are fun. Oh yes, and one more thing. Might you need our help with this operation? We can put a coat of armored nanites on the frames of your robots. With this armor, the robots will withstand enemy attacks a lot better. Or we can incorporate on an even higher level. Our transport choppers will... We'll already be supplying you with robot reinforcements regularly, but we can speed them up even more. But keep in mind that it will cost you. Whatever your choice, make it quickly, because we need to be going. And don't forget that the cost of armored nanites or additional fuel for choppers will be deducted from your fee. Furthermore, you will gain more experience by securing victory without a raid. Now you can either get one of those, or just go a la mode and go without it, which is what I'm going to do. You get more money, you get more experience, and it's fair. The AIs are generally not that difficult. There are some maps where they're impossible, but there are certain tactics and ways to exploit their weaknesses. I'll be your instructor. I will teach you how to wage combat on the ground. You're given a one robot production facility? Given a robot production facility, which you can use to build a small robot army. The color of your robots is yellow, always. Enemy robots may be red, green, or blue, symbolizing the Blazeroid, Terranoid, and Kelleroid series, reflecting the main colors of the... Right, oops, didn't read ahead. There are training targets installed in front of your base. Before moving into action, take control of one of your robots to learn its movements and combat abilities. Then move out and capture a couple of factories that yield resources for the enemy. This is not going to be easy. The robot models are designed for combat and will pose resistance. Eventually you will see the main enemy base. Once you crush their resistance, order your robots to capture it. Now go, Jellian, and if you find yourself in a pickle, call for reinforcements and our helicopters will deliver our best robots to your aid. The robots they send are terrible. Okay, so unfortunately you can't stop time. The only way to stop time is to click on the production facility and click on the robot production button. Now here we have the robot customization screen, I guess I'll call it. This is the most basic model with the most basic hull, the most basic chassis, and the most basic weapon. Doesn't even have a module. So basically, the higher up on the hulls you go, the more options they have. I generally like to go for the full stack, which is the best hull with the highest... Okay, yeah. Also, the smaller hulls have less armor. The full stack has the most armor and it has all the slots available. It also costs more in resources though, compared to like the mono stack, which is literally 10 steel. That's very, very cheap compared to 50 steel, 50... what is this called? 30 electronics and 40 cells. So, it's expensive, but it's very much worth it because having a lot of stuff on one robot is much better, because they get clumped up a lot. And if you have 4 robots, one with each weapon, each with one weapon, chances are only 1 or 2 of them will be firing at a time. If you have 4 weapons on one robot, if that robot can fire, it will fire. And will fire all of them as long as the weapons are in range. Right, now, chassis. There's pneumatics, wheels, tracks, acroplane, and anti-gravs. Personally, pneumatics is a no-no. Very slow, very clunky. Wheels, alright, but I don't like to go for them. Tracks, I don't usually go for, but they're very, very good armor. They are the highest HP chassis available. I usually go for the acroplane because they have a high speed and relatively good armor. Of course, the anti-gravs have very high speed and the second best armor, but they also cost a lot more. Acroplane seems to have a rather more balanced cost. This one's the anti-gravs that go 20, 40, 40. Tracks are just 40 steel. Yeah, acroplane just seems very, very well balanced. Now, weapons. Let's talk weapons. There's a machine gun, the most basic. Middle radius damage, most basic per second. Cannon, middle radius, it's a bit longer actually, range than the machine gun, I think. Missiles, middle to large range. Very, very good for long range attacks and kiting. They also do a decent amount of damage, but they have a high chance to miss because they do not travel instantly, and by the time they reach their target in the long range reaches, the target may have moved, so there is a chance for them to miss. Flamethrower. OP at close ranges. Literally, this thing, like 2 of these can take down a robot in one salvo. Well, that salvo lasts about 3 or 4 seconds, but still. Ridiculously powerful, and they leave residual burning damage, so anything that hit by them, friendlies included. There is friendly fire, I think. Especially from flamethrowers. From flamethrowers, definitely, there's friendly fire. Anything lit by a flamethrower will keep burning for a little while. Then there's a laser, very small range, but it's quite powerful. But it overheats relatively quickly. Plasma gun. Technically the strongest offensive weapon. It does the most. It has the highest DPS. It has a good range, not quite as good as the flare missiles, but it's more versatile than the missiles. Because missiles have a middle to. Never mind. The thing is, missiles can't fire at close range. These ones I've noticed they kind of can. They're rather accurate. Also, at close range, the targets relative to you, on a they move. The targets move very fast around you, so your robot has to spin around very fast. That makes missiles less accurate at close range. Plasma guns fire very many small shots. Whoops. And that makes them a lot better in some sense. Anyway, they're pretty good. So this is what I usually get, but they're very expensive in the plasma cost. As you can see, 100 plasma. Now there's the additional auxiliary weapons, basically. Not weapons as such, but they're things to help you fight. There's a stunner. It's very good. It doesn't do any damage. It costs a lot of cells, but it stuns your opponent for a little while, provided they don't have defenses from it. The repairer, self-explanatory. It repairs other robots, friendly robots, of course. I have various strategies about these, but what I'm going to do is probably go missiles because they're rather well balanced. Missiles, stunner, and I usually like to go for quadruple missiles. Actually, no. Plasma gun, just to even out the cost of it. Actually, what do I do? Nah, that's nice. Okay, now there are modules as well. So these are like head modules for additional buffs. You don't have to have a module, but if you do, they give you some decent buffs. 50 HP. That is an increase of 1/6 of your HP without it. So 300, 350. That's pretty decent, considering that is with some of the best. It's with the best hull and third best HP-wise chassis. So it's pretty good. Dynamo, whatever you're gonna call it. Firing rate plus 20%, weapon overheat minus 20%, chassis speed plus 20%. This is kind of really good for offensives. The thing about weapons is that they overheat. Yeah, overheating is a problem. And they cannot fire again until they cool down completely. So I'm afraid you can't just, spam it, and even if it's overheated, you can just put a little bit of, give it a little bit of time, fire again just once, just to, finish off that opponent. You have to wait for it to cool down completely. Now, there is another module called the Locator. Weapon radius plus 20%, pretty good for kiting. The previous one is also good because it gives you faster robots. But in this game, speed is not such a bitch. It doesn't get affected as much by modules or anything really. Sometimes your robots will just go super slow no matter what you do. Weapon radius plus 20, radar radius plus 50. Your robots will be able to see things from further away, and they'll be able to lock onto them with their weapons from further away. It's cool. Then the firewall. This is really good for your healers. Enemy hits minus 50%, stunner block 100%, so they cannot be stunned at all. And the bomb defense plus 30%. It basically means that if your robots can survive the bomb, if any robots can survive a bomb, these guys will. The guys with a firewall block module. I prefer either Dynamo or Firewall. I usually go for Dynamo on the offensive types and Firewall on the healers. Repairers, I guess they are called. Repairers? They're called. Bad Yoda impression, never mind. Then there are also extra weapons that you can put on the back. Not all hulls have this, but full stack has everything. So, oops, sorry, hit the microphone there. There's the mortar, which does 20 hit points of damage. It has a large radius. These are called special weapons. Yeah. It's pretty good. I always get this because it doesn't cost that much, and it does extra damage that is not affected very much by obstacles in the way. So you can't fire at robots through a wall. There is no allowances for that. It's relatively realistic in that sense. But a mortar shoots upwards and over, so you might be able to hit them. There's also the bomb. Very costly, as you can see. 300 cells. Has a middle radius and just 200 damage. You have to detonate the robot, of course. The robot dies, and friendly fire is a problem. But I don't really know how to use this effectively, so I haven't really used it that much. I've tried, believe me. So, we're going to build 6 of these. No, we're not, never mind. We're going to be putting... Yeah, we'll keep it diverse, shall we say. Yeah. So let's go for 6 of these.
Robot ready.
Stuff that. Anti-gravs.
Robot
So,
ready.
you're able to select up to
Completed.
9?
New robot
Or was it 12?
completed.
9. I think it's... You're allowed to select up to 9. Yeah, up to 9 robots in one group. In one, well,
New
mouse draw.
robots completed.
You cannot select more than that. Right, now we're going to build a healer. So we're going to give him the firewall block. We're going to take this away so he doesn't fire. We don't want them focusing on the enemies, we want the robot focusing on the good guys. Now we're going to give him repairers. It's very costly in the cell department, but it's worth it, because this guy can heal for 20 HP per second, which is pretty good. Now there's one thing you can do. If you go down here to the robot screen, you can first of all see what weapons are equipped on it. Second of all, there is a little button with orange and black underneath it, which says manual controls. And this is what you can do. You can use this mouse wheel to scroll around, and WASD keys to move around, like this. And use the mouse to aim. Basically, this is pretty awesome. You see that lightning? That's a stunner. I'm not allowing it to overheat. Oh yeah, in the bottom right? Yeah, bottom right, you can see the weapons, and when I fire, you can see them overheat slightly. See? So now my flamethrower and stunner are overheated. So I have to wait until they cool down. There we are. Now they cool down again and able to fire. Until that point, they cannot fire at all. Right, so we have a bit of a robot army here on our hands. There are control groups, even though it may not seem like it. Control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And you can save your robots like that. Only 9 robots per group, no more than that. Aha, we've drawn aggro. Now I prefer to keep moving, just because it means that my robots are more difficult targets. So we're going to just be attacking them. They have pretty basic robots. Nothing too special. Ooh, damn. Friendly fire, jeez. So we're going to just go forward. Going to go do a strafing run. And then go for the other turret. So these are the, not weapons, these are the resource factories. You capture them by putting a robot there. Right, did we lose somebody? No, we didn't, never mind. Glitch. Easy mine. You can also go into manual controls by just pressing space. And we've captured that factory, and cool. So we've captured this. Now, there is a main production facility which can build robots and turrets. And then there is the resource facilities, which you can see the resource on the top here, and a little floating icon that comes up every time you earn a bit of that resource. Also, so you can build turrets there. Also, once you capture more factories, you can build more robots. The factories basically increase your robot count, your supportable robot count, supply, if you will, by 1. And this is what I was talking about. Your robots can be super slow. That's because I grouped them with this one back here, and they were going slow because he was so far away. But I'm just gonna attack and select these guys separately. No, 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 no. No, you don't. 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 No, suicide charge. Yep, we've lost the guy. That's okay though. I mean, yeah, we'll be fine. Let's just get these guys over here so we can heal them up. And let's build us a new robot. What should this one have? I'm thinking... Yeah, I'm not gonna like it. Plasma guns are amazing. I like plasma guns. Have you noticed that I like plasma guns by any chance? Yeah.
Robots ready.
So we're gonna go here.
Enemy plant captured.
And we're gonna build another one right away.
New robots completed.
We're gonna order them over here. So yeah, you can see the menu at the bottom right filled up. I don't know what to call it. All the 9 slots are filled up with robots. So we have a full team, quote unquote. Ooh, we just drew aggro. You're going to die. I don't care what kind of chest you have. You're going to die. Cool. We have a whole team here. Let's move out. I like this distribution. A healer in the middle, a healer in the front. Okay, draw aggro, draw aggro, draw aggro. We don't want to go too far forwards because there are turrets there. Draw aggro. No, 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 no. Yep, I destroyed one. I can basically go in now. They're not going to build any more robots, and we have a superior amount of robots. So what these turrets can handle. Yep, they're done. Huh, that was friendly fire there, but cool. I didn't even tell that guy to capture it, did
Enemy
I?
base captured.
Okay, he captured it anyway.
Mission complete.
Great, we're done with this. That took a bit longer than it should have. I can usually do this in about 5-6 minutes actually. But, you know, explanations and everything, that's good. So, congratulations Jillian, you've handled your first mission successfully. We'll inform the Regent Center that you have completed your training so they can start recommending you as an experienced fighter. Your account is also accredited with 5,900 credits for completing the mission. That's pretty good. We'd also like you to honor you with a quartz sting for your successful operation. Glory is more important than money, is it not? It's unfortunate. Sometimes they give you artifacts, which are pretty good. We got experience. So you can see the experience here. We got some experience for trading. We got some experience for destroying that robot in outer space. And here's our quartz sting. A middle with an internal driving mechanism displaying time on all Faean planets simultaneously. Awarded to heroic rangers who have liberated Faean planets from metallic occupiers. Cool, cool. As soon as I can. Ooh, I'm actually considering increasing charisma. But we'll see about that. I think we've done pretty good for now. And we'll just stop the episode here. Dang, that was a fun mission. I never realized just how much I missed this game. Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll see you guys next time. Yello.